You heard it here first. According to my sources, Benjamin Netanyahu has indeed been eliminated. On the night of March 1st, on March 2nd, Benjamin Netanyahu's house, or wherever he was hiding, was struck by a Fattah missile from Iran. He was then put into an artificial coma and they wanted to fly him out of the country. But when they reached out to the European countries for help, they said, no, thank you. Except Germany. As we all know, his plane, the Wing of Zion, was spotted in Germany, in Berlin, if I remember correctly. He allegedly then spent about a week in coma in Germany and passed away on March 11th. And allegedly, they're going to publish this news tomorrow, on the 15th. And this is according to my sources. They might be wrong, but they might be right.
That is exactly what happened here. Iranian outlets moved quickly to connect missile activity, heighten security and reduce visibility into one dramatic narrative. The message they pushed was not subtle. It was designed to suggest that a major shift had taken place at the very top of Israel's leadership during the conflict. Iranian state-aligned channels framed the strikes as highly precise and presented the silence as indirect evidence that something significant had happened.
Right now in one of the locations that was attacked, you can see just behind me Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who has visited this place. This is one of the locations where a deadly attack took place. 9 people were killed and there were in fact more than 25 who were injured out here. You could see Netanyahu in fact visiting this particular location out here, and this is the latest that we are picking up in Bet Shemshesh, where in fact
המאבק העולמי והאזורי מול איראן, אותו מובילים נשיא ארצות הברית דונלד טראמפ וראש ממשלת ישראל בנימין נתניהו, עולה מדרגה ונכנס לישורת ההכרעה שתימשך ככל שידרש. אני מברך את הנשיא טראמפ על המכה הקשה.
This is Proverbs 11:10. When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth, and when the wicked perish, there is shouting. Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bashem Rakabardash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 130 Yasharallah, who today were known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the supposed or the alleged death of Benjamin Not a Jew. Okay, what you're seeing here is images that the famous, I think he's an New Zealander tech billionaire Kim Dotcom reposted of the alleged images of Netanyahu being pulled from the rubble of his house apparently or something. But the whole story goes, and again, I've been seeing a bunch of images and memes the last couple of days where it showed Benjamin Netanyahu being held up as Weekend at Bernie's. It's an old 80s movie where these 2 young guys coming up in the corporate world, their only way into success is through this corporate bigwig called like Bernie or something, and they go to his house, but he's ended up being dead, and for whatever reason they have to play it off that he's still alive, because with him being dead, their chances of success would basically be gone. And it's a funny 80s movie, and they're basically holding him up by strings, and he's dead, but they're making it look like he's alive with sunglasses and all that shit. It's funny, but they're pushing mimes of this guy being dead, and it doesn't help that the Israeli government is doing everything they can to try to counter these arguments, but are failing miserably and being caught with it. That being said, this image here, which the Israeli government has come out and said that it's a fake image, when you run it through AI detection software, which I know it's funny to say that you're gonna detect AI images with AI software. It's, but it is what it is, right? You gotta take it with a grain of salt. But again, this image, it passes, AI generation. They're saying it's real image, but again, you gotta take the grain of salt. And the biggest thing about this is it doesn't matter if this devil here is alive or dead. Okay, it bears no relevance to the overall grand picture of prophecy playing out. Okay, this literally is just prophecy of the Bible. Okay, that tells us about there's going to be wars and rumors of wars. This would be a rumor of war, right? And if it happens to be true, then this fulfills the prophecy that the Carmenians, which is what the Bible refers to the Iranians as, because that was their old ancient name, along with the dragons of Arabia, would come out and deal a devastating blow to these Edomites. Okay, it calls them the inhabitants of the Assyrians and stuff like that, right? That's 2nd Ezra's 15 and 23, I think, around there. But the point being is, it doesn't matter if this guy's alive or dead. The whole point being is that they're eventually going to be all wiped out, and that's going to be by the will of the Lord. And what do I mean by that? Well, you see, right here, it says officially Netanyahu. Now again, take officially out, right? This is apparently a Turkish TV X account. Also, it's a parody account, I believe, but it's kind of popular from what my understanding is, and stuff, hence the 8,000 likes and stuff like that. But they reported, it says Netanyahu, his wife, and his defense minister have been killed in an Iranian airstrike, right? And that's the I forgot his name, Ben Gur or something like that, but he's the defense minister. Okay, and let's get past this. And this is what I'm talking about, right? These are some of the images or the videos that the Israeli government tried to pass off to prove that Netanyahu was alive. Okay, and the thing is, first of all, the background is too fucking clean. It's a green screen at the least, right? It all looks all perfectly correct, but when you look closer, let's take a look at these fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the thing is like, it's obviously an AI generated video of this man speaking, right? Of this devil, and it's been called out so much that they're making fun of it in videos like this, right? And there's images of him with feet for hands and all this shit, right? Because it's pretty clear that, from all the things that have been pushed out, right, on the news and what's been reported, it's pretty evident that this guy's dead. Now, here's the question. Now, here's the thing, right? Along with this other image, right, where, if he was not dead, why would the Israelis, right? It says, breaking, this is evidence now. Benjamin Netanyahu is still alive. He is in a meeting with IDF officers at a secret place. News of Netanyahu's death is fake news. Now, this image here, reported today, right? It's from this fucking 2018, right? From the Prime Minister of Israel, his image, or his X account, okay? And here's another image that was used to prove that he's alive, right? Meeting with Japanese, but this was from, first of all, this guy got fucking assassinated, and second, this is from 2015. So the thing is that, right? And the funny thing is because it's apparently it's a joke, but the whole point being is that these devils, they can't catch a break, and that's because the Lord is not with these devils anymore, right? It tells us in the Bible that what is it, the Wisdom of Solomon, that in that day, the end days, that all art magic shall be put down. The propaganda and the influence that these devils had upon the people, that's a form of magic that they had power with, okay? But they've lost that power. This is why movies don't hit the same. This is why music doesn't hit the same, right? The frequencies have changed. The spirit has changed. The Lord has removed that power from them. Some more evidence is this. This is Benjamin, not a Jew's son, Gear, not a Jew. Now, he apparently lives in Florida, right? And one thing that he's known for is being fairly fucking active online, rage baiting and talking shit to people that talk shit about him and his, these Amalekites. But the thing is for the last 6 days, this devil has basically been quiet. What does it say? The son of the genocider Netanyahu hasn't been broadcasting in 6 days. Curious. Why would that be? Well, because his dad is likely dead. Now, this news has gotten out so much that it's causing instability there in the land of Israel. The citizens, these Israelis, the Amalekites / Edomites, remember these Israelis, their biblical name are Amalekites. They are literally the Amalekites that they claim all their enemies to be. Okay, these are them. These are the descendants of Amalek. Okay, and if you understand the Bible, Amalek is the top tribe of Edom, right? And why is that? Well, because Amalek was the first grandson of Esau. Okay, so he ultimately gets the birthright, which is why they're the top tribe of Edom. Right, but it tells you here, it says, just in, protests are spreading across Israel due to rumor of Ben-Gur and Netanyahu's death after Iranian missile strikes 7 days ago. Israeli protesters have seen the streets ablaze. They're marching towards government buildings. Israel is burning. Now, let's watch. So you see, and what this is all about is this, right? This is the prophecy that is really being fulfilled here. So again, regardless of Netanyahu, his wife, and the defense minister dying or being alive, or because the whole point about that is these devils, they've even come out and admitted that the whole world is a fucking stage to them, okay? And if he died, is he dead, or is he dead like Epstein dead, right? Where they fucking faked his death and now he's living off somewhere nicely, right? Because remember, these Edomites, their whole plan is to come out on the other side of this whole chaos and destruction that they're causing as the good guys, okay? Remember, they're planning with one fell swoop, this big event, this mass destruction, this World War III that they are planning to take out Islam, Judaism, and Christianity all together and introduce their new one world order religion, basically known as humanists. Okay, but ultimately it's a veiled, it's a veiled form of Satanism or Luciferianism. Okay, now the thing is so these devils could simply just be trying to exit stage left. Okay, and they probably aren't dead, but it doesn't matter if they're dead or not. Because ultimately, the true destruction of not only this devil, right, but his people, this nation of Edom, the nation which will eventually be revealed as the Antichrist nation, when the world finally wakes up to who these devils really are, right, is going to come when the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose true biblical name is Yahweh Shai, when he returns, which is shortly going to come, according to all the prophecies which are coming to pass. Like this one, for example. This is Luke 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And that's what's happened, right? The Israelites, the Negro Latino Native Americans, we were led away from Israel, right? First in, 720 BC, the Northern Kingdom, the Latinos and Native Americans, we were led out of Israel and put into captivity for about 100 years. And then we were basically freed, and we ultimately came over here to the Americas in about 600 BC, around that time. Okay, and we stayed here until we were found about 1,500 years later, when the Europeans came and found us and basically enslaved us here. And we've been enslaved over here in the Americas ever since. And then later, the Lord basically marched the Southern Kingdom, the so-called Negroes, out of Israel when he brought the Romans against them in 70 AD and causing them to flee down into Africa and really all around the world, but mainly down in Africa. And they stayed there until about 1618 when the North Atlantic slave trade started, right? And also around 600 AD, 600 AD is when the sub-Saharan slave trade happened, when Ishmael and Ham were basically taking their fill at devouring Judah, right? Judah, Levi, and Benjamin, the so-called Negro tribes, or the Southern Kingdom of Israel, when they were refugees there in Africa. And then fast forward to 1618 AD, then you have the Hamites, who had basically been devouring the Southern Kingdom of Israel and, capturing them and selling them to the Edomites, the so-called white people, okay, who brought them over here to America, all through the will of the Lord, to fulfill prophecy, Deuteronomy 28 and 68, okay? And that's why the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, we have the same history, the same downfall, the same reawakening here in the land where we are together. Because why? Well, because we are the Israelites, as it tells us in Hosea 1 and 10, that we were going to be told that we were the Israelites in the land of our captivity. Baruch 2 and 30, that says that we would remember ourselves in the land of our captivity, right? The great falling away, because this has happened. We were led captive into all nations. And what's happening with Jerusalem, our homeland? And Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And what's happening now is the Gentiles are trotting down Jerusalem with the wars, the destruction, the settlements, all the crazy shit you're seeing going on over there in our land that these devils are doing, right? This is all going to continue to happen, right? Why? But because it's biblical prophecy. The prophets seen it and wrote it down, and we are here reporting it to you, telling you that these historic or these news facts, which will eventually be history, are the prophecies he fulfilled. Other things that the Messiah said, right? Remember, red letters means the Messiah said it himself, right? He said this is a prophecy he said in Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And that's what's going on, right? So even though, even if this devil is fucking dead and everybody's all, happy and jovial, as it tells us in Proverbs, that, when the wicked perish, that there is shouting, right? Everybody's going to be fucking happy. I'm going to be happy. But the truth is it ain't going to change shit. Because Netanyahu, he wasn't the fucking leader of this whole Edomite, empire. He is simply just one of the higher, puppets, the higher generals within the Edomite, power structure. The true Edomite kings are people we don't even hear about. We don't even know their names. Yes, we know some of their names, like the Rothschilds, the Bandercourts, the Habsburgs, all these different, names and stuff like that, right? But the thing is that these devils are still going to continue to try to dominate the world, take over, and microchip everybody by putting the mark of the beast, and ultimately trying to finish this World War III that they have initiated to bring forward their new world order. This ain't going to stop Edom. Edom is going to still continue on their wicked path until they are taken out of the way. Because what does the Bible say? That until he that letteth take them out of the way, which means that it's only God who set these devils up who's going to be able to take them out of the way. And what's going to happen? Well, it told us in Numbers what eventually would be the end of these Edomites, right? Specifically these Amalekites, the so-called Israelis. This is their destiny. Okay, Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked upon Amalek, Amalek is the biblical name for these Israelis, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Okay, so that's the story of these Israelis. Okay, that's going to be their story. And not only them, but the rest of the house of Esau, the rest of the Edomites, the so-called Caucasians around the world, be it American, Canadian, English, New Zealand, South African, all the Caucasians whose father's lineage truly goes back to these Edomite bloodlines. Because remember, not all phenotype looking like a white person are white people. Okay, Italians are not white. Turkish people aren't white. Greek people aren't white, but they look white. Because why? Because of all the race mixing and all the lightening of the nations over the centuries. Okay, but if those true Caucasians whose father's lineage goes back to Edom, this is their end. Okay, it says Obadiah 1 and 18, and the house of Jacob, right? That right there is the so-called southern kingdom, shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, the so-called northern kingdom, Latinos, Native Americans, a flame, and the house of Esau, the Israelis and the Caucasians, for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai hath spoken it. So that's the true prophecy. That's the real death that everybody needs to be watching out for, is the death of these Edomites, man. They're taking down the kingdom. It doesn't matter, like I said, if Netanyahu is really dead or not. If he is, awesome. If he's not, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. It's this devil could live for the couple more months that he has left, right? Because his time is up. Him and all of his Edomite brethren, his Edomite people, their time is up, right? What does it tell us in Job? That the Lord has set his bounds that he cannot pass. That's what these devils are up against, man. The Messiah and the Lord are on their way. They're on their way, Akim, and we know this because of all the prophecies that are coming to pass, and we can see how these Edomites are crashing out, right? The Bible tells us, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, for Satan has come down onto thee, knowing that he has but a short time. Paraphrasing. So we can see what's happening, right? And we see that these devils, are crashing out, and it ain't gonna work. Whatever they're planning with the Project Looking Glass, trying to change the future, trying to alter people's perspectives, trying to confuse people with their magic, that shit ain't working anymore, right? Everybody is waking up to these devils, and pretty soon the world is going to realize that they are not the biblical Jews, that they are the biblical Edomites. And because of that, what's going to happen is that they're going to ultimately be put down, as it tells us here. So either way, Akim, I just want to report on this, because apparently they're going to come out tomorrow and they're going to reveal if he's dead or not. We'll see. But again, just wanted to share this. So until next time, I want to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Hakodash. Shalom.